Hey guys, welcome back to the Unveiled Wedding Podcast. Today we have on Haley Nile with Haley Nile Events. She's a Sacramento and NorCal based wedding and event coordinator and planner. Haley?
Hello. Yes, my name is Haley, and I am the owner of Haley Nile Events based in Sacramento. We plan weddings from anywhere, you name it, we'll be there.
I love it. So today we're going to be talking just a bit about, you, what you do, and kind of breaking down what it is to be a wedding planner. We're going to be talking bridal party, bachelorette, all the fun stuff. So,
Very cool.
yeah. So just for everyone listening, kind of tell us who you are, what you do, and how long you've been an event and wedding planner and coordinator for us.
Perfect. Yeah. So again, my name is Haley, owner of Haley Nile Events. I started the business 4 years ago. It's crazy to think about that I started 4 years ago. I kind of knew what I was doing, and now as I've grown, weddings has become just my passion. So we do everything from wedding planning, full service, to partial planning, where we can kind of help with the design elements and all of those details, the fun stuff, and then coordination. So if you're, a planner yourself and you want to put your wedding together, then we're there to take on the day of and make sure that you guys are taken care of. But more so, it's building those connections with couples. It's, creating a space where you're representing the couple that we're working with in the best way possible, making it unique and curated towards them, which is really why I'm so passionate about it.
That's incredible. I love that. So you kind of did you start during 2020, like COVID?
We actually started right before COVID hit. Yeah, so crazy. I think that it was a blessing in disguise, actually, because I wasn't thrown in and having to plan weddings right away. I kind of just was able to take my time a little bit and learn more about the business, learn what I really wanted to do. And then once 2021 hit, we had 32 weddings that 1 year. So went from nothing to a lot of weddings, and it was like full force. But I had a whole, 6 months to really get myself started.
That's cool. Yeah, I feel like I don't know for how many other vendors, but probably I feel like a lot of people kind of took that time during 2020 to just since everyone wasn't working, just kind of figure out what do I want to do.
Yeah.
And that's I just feel like that was such a cool transition for, us as humans to be able to do and have that pause from work.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I say it was a blessing, because I knew I wanted to do events of some sort. I didn't know that weddings is what I would fall in love with.
Yes.
And then when I was able to really sit down and figure out what I wanted, essentially, that helped me grow and build the connections with the vendors that we, recommend all the time. And it's, like I said, I wouldn't have wanted it any other way.
Yeah. No, that's so cool. I kind of also started in the end of 2019, beginning of 2020, so I completely relate with that. So just kind of let's elaborate a little bit more. How did you get into event planning, like the event planning and wedding coordinating business? Has it been something that you loved since you were little, or?
Yeah, so I've always been this big party planner. I think I was even as a kid, I always had the fun kids' birthday parties. My mom was a
Cute.
super advocate of all that I wanted to do.
She's like, let's be extra.
Yeah, she said, yeah, exactly. And so, but then as I was kind of getting into a career and going through college, I didn't know that that was an industry you could go into. I knew hospitality. And so then I just kind of researched a little bit. The major that I graduated with, I got my bachelor's in recreation administration with a concentration in event planning. So when I went to Sac State, I had to have an internship in order to graduate. And so I interned with a golf course and then kind of worked as their special events coordinator. And
Cool.
Unfortunately, because of budget cuts and I was the intern, they had to let me go. And so I
Blessing
used,
in disguise.
yes, another one of those. And I was like, what do I do with all this knowledge? I really enjoyed it. So that's why I made a Facebook. I started my business with a Facebook page.
Love it.
And then I got the Instagram, and that's kind of where we started really finding connections and things like that. But no, once I found that I could be a wedding planner and that was something that you could do, I went full force into it because I've always loved all the parties and everything.
Cheering people on. And it's so funny. I wanted to bring this up. Haley and I went to high school together.
Yes.
And we were both cheerleaders on the cheer team. So you literally went from cheering people on to a job of cheering
people on. Yes. Yeah, I never thought about it that way. And yes, you're totally right. Like their wedding is you're wanting the best for them. You're cheering them on. You're helping them through the planning process. And I guess it was always something in the back of my head that I didn't know was real. So thanks for pointing that out.
Her new slogan, cheering people on since.
Gosh, I started cheer when I was, I think, a sophomore in high school.
Crazy.
Freshman? Yeah. No, maybe freshman. I can't remember. But yeah, long time ago.
Did you do junior at all?
Junior year?
No, like cheer.
Oh,
junior.
No, I never did that.
You just started?
Yeah.
In freshman year?
In high school. Yeah. Did through college, but my mom was a cheerleader. So she was cheering me on, and then I was cheering others on. So it all comes full circle.
If you've ever done cheer, I want you to guess who did what.
Yeah.
If you know, you know. So how many brides in the past 4+ years have you served?
Gosh, every year we do about 20, 25. 2021 was our crazy 32 weddings. I did all of them. I was at every single one. But over the years, about 25 each year. So I think after this year, we'll be at over 100, which is...
That's incredible.
Yeah, crazy.
That's so crazy.
That's the amount of couples that we've gotten to serve. And I look back and I follow them on social media still and get to see them have kids and get to see them grow in their life. And I'm still cheering them on.
I love
Never
that.
ends.
Yeah, that's my favorite. I love seeing when clients just their life progressing. I'm oh,
I know it is. Or and seeing them have kids and being moving. We've had couples that don't live in California, so they've moved out of state, or they were out of state and they moved somewhere else. So that's been really cool too, to just see our couples kind of be everywhere.
My favorite thing I think that I've experienced, and I've experienced it with a few brides and grooms, I think it takes a very specific person, obviously, but when I see brides and grooms that loved their wedding so much and just the fun, everything that comes with planning and, hosting a wedding, go into the event industry.
Yeah.
Start their own business. I'm oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. We've had a few of our brides actually ask to work on our team, which I think is, such an honor because they, enjoyed our work so much. Speaks to who we are. I'm biased, but I think we have the best brides and grooms personally. But it just shows, that what we're doing is good for them. Impactful, yeah.
100%. So in your experience, what is I'm sure you don't have just one, but what is your favorite part of a wedding day as a event planner and coordinator?
Good question. I think personally it's seeing them just enjoy their day. So whether it's, they don't do a first look and they see each other for the first time at ceremony, and you just see the glow in their eyes. Or like I'm a softie for father-daughter dances, so I always love those moments. And then honestly, just any part of like where people come up to us and they're like, wow, this was so successful. When the parents get to enjoy it too. So there's not really one like I love this specific moment. I think it's just seeing it all come together at the end of the day, and being able to be a part of like the planning process prior, like knowing those details, and when they add like a fun late night snack, or when they have like some cultural aspect that we've maybe never seen before. It's really cool to just see those things come together.
So I saw a post a few weeks back that you did, and you kind of, I think it was a reel, and you listed just a bunch of dilemmas that you've dealt with during weddings. That one.
That one. I know what you're talking about.
How do you deal with these unexpected hurdles that happen like quickly during a wedding day? Like you and your team.
I think that a big part of being a wedding planner is, being able to troubleshoot in the craziest situations. And so our very first time that we ever went through was actually a DJ didn't show up. And this was back in 2021, so it was still very new.
The year of 31 weddings.
Yeah, the year of 31 weddings is like mid-year. I'm like, what do I do?
It's fine.
Everything's fine. But I think because of the connections I've built, it makes a lot of it when it's like finding a new vendor or like a dilemma like that, it makes that so much easier. And every time, if you look into my contacts, every time it's a vendor, if like it's a florist, there's a flower by it. If it's a DJ, there's a microphone by it. Like,
I'll start doing that.
You should take that. It's a tip, free tip. But that day when I needed to find a DJ, I just looked up a microphone in my phone and I called every single one of them.
Amazing.
And like, I think I work better under stress, and that's why I always tell people like, when you say you have 250 guests, I'm excited.
Wow.
I'm like, let's do it. Because there's more things that are involved. And like, I love that. So going back to like dilemmas and things like that, like, I think the more weddings that we've done, the more things that I've been able to troubleshoot with. And it comes with the passion as well. Like, I'm passionate about weddings, so I don't want anything to go wrong. And we also don't tell our couples until after
the
wedding.
I mean,
if there is anything that goes wrong.
I mean, that's completely fair. I feel like a lot of vendors do that. I feel like once you're like working with brides and grooms, like you just want their day to be perfect, whether that's what you see or like not. They don't need to know until later.
Yeah.
They're enjoying their day.
Exactly. And like even when it's something like as simple as maybe, I'm trying to think of a situation we just went through. Someone needed extra food because a lady was pregnant. Like, we just went up to the catering staff and was like, hey, can you like do this? It's like those little things that aren't like, it's not going to make or break the day, but it's those things that we're not going to be like, oh, sorry, the catering can't do that. Like, we're going to find a way. We're going to ask these people. That's why we make these connections with these vendors. So that way they're like, oh yeah, we got you. How can we help on the
especially
wedding day?
when it's working with other vendors. Like, I feel like regardless of if you met the vendor team for that specific couple before or after, like, it's a collaborative effort. Your team, whoever's getting married, like, so that's really cool. Just like being able to work with people that are team, your couple.
Yeah. We're all a team.
Yeah.
And we are the ringleader of
the
team.
You're like, okay, let's go.
Yeah. We make sure things happen. And in a timely manner too.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. Heavy on that. So you just got engaged
Yes.
a couple weeks ago. Welcome to the club, girl. I mean, I'm already married, but
I know. Almost there.
So Congrats.
Thank you.
Can you tell us more about you and your fiance, your engagement story, all the fun details?
Yes. So we have been engaged now for a little over a month, to be exact, a month and like 2 days.
How long have you guys been together?
We've been together for 5 years. So I was always a person that was like, I'm going to date to marry. And same with Brian. And we really just got to know each other on a friend level before like we started dating. And then obviously being a wedding planner, people always ask me, oh, when are you going to get married? When is it going to be your turn? And I value, taking your time in all steps of life, stages of life. And so when he proposed, I was shocked, not in a bad way. Like I was more just, I had no idea it was coming because we've talked about our wedding. We have, been together for 5 years, and I knew it was coming eventually because we've talked about it, but I didn't know in that moment.
You weren't ready.
I was not. My jaw dropped and it didn't pick up for like at least 24 hours. And so, we were in Bodega Bay. That's a special place for us. We go there at least once a year, just us. We've brought our dog once, little Dodger. But most of the time it's just me and him. And it's like just a nice getaway. We're by the water. We're on the cliff sides. It's a very, very small, intimate town. There's not a lot of places to go. There's, a lot of regulars in that area. And we like that feel. And so we were actually going to celebrate my birthday. And he had planned like a really, really fun day. So we had gotten massages in the morning, which super relaxing, loved it. Then we went to grab lunch at this fish and chips place that we go to, and he had booked us a wine tasting, so we hopped on over. It was like this incredible day, and I was like, how could there be more? How could there
So you genuinely were not expecting it?
No. I just thought he like was treating me to a very, very great day and trip, and I was all for it.
As he should.
Yes. And so we were actually leaving the winery, and we had dinner reservations that night. And he said, oh, let's just go like to the cliffs. We're probably not going to go tomorrow before we leave. And I said, we've had like this crazy day. We can just go rest in our like hotel room. Like he's like, no, we can't go rest. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. We'll go to the cliffs. Like honestly, it was the perfect weather because normally it's very windy and foggy and just like, the last time we were there, my hair was to the side completely.
Yep. Cal beaches for you.
Yeah, exactly. And this was a perfect day. So it was crazy how everything worked out in our favor. And we went to the cliff sides. We're just looking at the water. And Caitlin Bradley Photography, who took the photos, she was hiding, and I had no idea that she was there. She had this great disguise, and she was hanging out with like a group of like older ladies. So I didn't see her. And we're just hanging out on the cliff, and he's like, oh, let me take some pictures of you. Brian said that. And I was like, okay, selfies. I love selfies. Like,
you're like, already?
I'll do it. And so
Instagram husband in the making.
Yes, really though. And he was taking pictures, and that was his cue for Caitlin. He said, when I start taking pictures of her, she's going to be looking at the cliffs. She won't see you coming up.
He really had this prepared.
Oh my gosh, yeah. He has a picture in his notes, or he has like a thing in his notes of the itinerary of the day that he sent off to my family. Like, I don't know how I didn't find out. So many people knew besides me. And then he proposed, and it was just wonderful. It was wonderful. I wouldn't have wanted it any other way.
That's so special. No, I love that. That's adorable. I also got engaged on a NorCal beach. I was just processing that. Yeah, that's funny.
Where did you get engaged?
We got engaged up in Muir.
Muir. Okay, I've heard of that, yeah.
Yeah, it's like literally, what, less than 20 minutes from SF North. So
Nice.
yeah, we got engaged, not at Mirror Beach, but there's an outlook and it's like kind of down a weird like cliff.
Cliffs are always good. Cliffs.
Apparently, there you go. NorCal Cliffs. If you want to get engaged, go to a NorCal Cliff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I also did not know. I mean, I had slight suspicions, but I was like, I'm not going to tell myself that I'm
Yeah.
engaged. I was like, because if it doesn't happen, I don't want to be.
I don't want to be upset.
Yeah,
Let
I also
down.
had a fever that day. So
Oh my
I was like,
gosh.
yeah, we went on a hike. We went
Like-
here and there and everywhere. Yeah. By the end of the day, I'm pretty sure I did not have a fever anymore.
No.
Yeah, and it was funny. Yeah, I was not. You looked so cute. You had your
Thanks.
little leather jacket.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah, we always love to match.
I love that.
I'm a big matcher. Like I love
That's so
matching.
cute.
And he's all for it, so it's another reason why he's great for me. But he was like in the morning I was like, "Oh, what should I wear?" And obviously he knew, so he's like, "Oh, wear the black." Yeah, wear the black. And I'm like, "Okay, that works."
Perfect. There, he had your outfit and everything.
Yeah, he's good. He's a good man.
Yeah, I think my husband and I unintentionally matched, but that's just because we both own a lot of black.
Black's a good color.
Yeah.
Even though I'm not wearing any black today.
Okay. I'm always in my vendor blacks because that is all that I own.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was wearing a hoodie
Oh.
and a large cheetah blanket wrapped around me
Oh my gosh. I love that.
because A, I had no idea. And B, I was freezing. So
Yeah. That's fair.
I look like Batman in the engagement photos that we have.
Hey, it leaves a
in the
really good
sunset.
story.
Oh yeah, 100%. I tell it as often as I can. So does Brian hold an integral part of HNE, and how is it working with your now fiance versus with your team?
Yeah. So when I started, like I said, it was a Facebook page that I started, and I was sitting on the couch with Brian, and I was like, "This is just a me. Like, are you going to be able to help me if I need it?" And he did exactly that, everything I needed. So my first year, he was my assistant. He came to every single wedding. In 2020, we ended up having 3 weddings that year. And they were just like backyard get-togethers. And he was there when I needed him. And he was like, "This is what you want to do. I'm going to support you." And then once I jumped into my first full year, I hired on my first employee, Maria, and she's now been with me ever since. And so that gave Brian a little bit of a step back because he obviously has his 9 to 5 during the week. So he likes his weekends. And so I want to be able to give him his weekends. But he'll do the travel weddings with me. So if I go out to like Napa for a wedding or he's gone to Tahoe with me,
He's like, yes, let's go.
yeah, he's like, "Weekend trip, let's do it." And I'm like, "No, we're working. We're working here." He goes, "Oh yeah, I forgot." So he'll do like the travel ones now. But I have a team of 4 girls now. So we take on, all of the weddings. I think he's working one with us this year. And it's just another one of those travel weddings that is exciting to go to. But I definitely I consider him a part of the team, even though he doesn't get the photo shoot. And he's not a part of the team photo shoot. But he's definitely a part of it because he helped me build my business.
That's incredible. Yeah.
And it's not weird working with your fiance.
No, agree. Agree.
I enjoy it.
Oh yeah, 100%. Same here. I think it's actually more fun to work with your partner. As well as a team. Like we love our associates but I feel like owning and running the business with your partner, they value it just as much as you do because not only is it your baby, but it's also theirs. Like
Yeah.
just like, by association. And I always my famous saying to everyone is no one will run your business like you can run your business or how you want to run your business. And I feel like your partner eventually just kind of like takes on that same role.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, we've always talked about it. Like for him to actually be working with me, like helping with the behind the scenes. He does a lot of office work with his job, so he's good with spreadsheets and he's good like with like the accounting stuff and all the things that we don't share all the time as business owners. But we've talked about it. But he enjoys his job and he loves it, so I don't want to take that away from him.
Yeah.
And I think it's nice to have him when I can.
Yeah, 100%. So with your team, when you guys, like, when you have a busy season, is it like now that you have the girls divide and conquer, or do you guys just all show up to one wedding?
Yeah, so it really depends on the guest count. We have, like I said, we like to do a lot of those larger weddings, so it's a lot of all hands on deck for the most part. But I pick their schedule. So we just actually had our team meeting. We usually have that in the beginning of the year, where we go over, okay, who's available for these dates. This is the wedding date. This is the guest count. This is how many people we have to have on board. Who's available, and we'll go through. I kind of pre-schedule it out a little bit because I also want it to be fair between the ladies. I don't want anyone to get like almost every wedding and one person gets like none. So I try to like schedule it out very fair. But most of the time it is, if it's all hands on deck, we have that where everybody joins, and then they don't do most of the pre-planning. I do all of the planning for our couples. So that's making their timelines, putting together the final details, and having those meetings with the client. But we just promoted Maddie to social media assistant. So yeah, so that was really exciting that we did this year, to where she now helps with, she gets to actually work with the client work. She sees the galleries once they're done, and she'll, post and does our blogs, and is kind of working more hands-on with me in the office. And then on days where we have like super crazy busy week, she'll jump in and do some timeline work, or she'll do layout work. So she's kind of my all hands on deck for everything. But the other girls are very helpful on the wedding days for sure.
Yeah, 100%. That's really cool. Yeah, we need to get a social media coordinator because I'm currently
Drowning.
I'm social media coordinator, photographer,
all the things.
all the things, all the hats.
I have always been like, it's been really hard for me to let go of parts of my business. Like you said, like no one can run it like me.
No, it's the same with me.
So it's been hard for me to let go of things. And social media, I love social media. I love posting. I'm a big caption girl. And I want there to be passion and value behind our posts. Yeah. I'm not someone who posts a picture of a bouquet and says pretty flowers.
Yeah.
Sorry, but that's not what I do. And so like, I'll write about like the process of putting the bouquet together, or why they chose those colors, or any tips and tricks I can give. And so ever since I started, social media has been a big one for me to hand off. But everyone that's on our team, they represent me and how I want things done and our standards so well that I'm like, okay, I can finally kind of let go a little bit. Take a breath. I don't have to wear all the hats, which is incredible. so amazing.
That's awesome. That's so important to find like a team that values that just as much as you. Like, yeah, that's not only just your fiance.
No, he definitely values it, but he doesn't understand colors sometimes. Yeah. Sorry, Brian.
The way that a vendor would.
Yeah. So, and he doesn't have that eye like I do, yeah. And like my girls do. So, I would trust them with anything, and it is nice to be able to be that CEO and then give off other, tasks that are easy to learn to the team members.
100%. So hopping back to when you said you take your girls for larger weddings, I think the smallest wedding that we've shot would be like 30 people. And I think the largest one that we did was 350 people. What has your smallest and largest wedding look like for H&E?
Smallest,
Just out of curiosity.
I think our smallest was actually during 2020. Due to COVID, it had to be small, but I want to say it was around like 15, 20 people.
Yeah.
Largest, we haven't done it yet, but I'm excited for it, 280.
Ooh,
this
yeah.
June.
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
But
I
I
love a
think
big wedding.
largest that we've actually done, I think is around that 250.
Yeah.
But I am very passionate about the larger ones. I have a huge family, and I always, look at how large my wedding would be, and I know it would be, at least half of it would be just my family alone, which is crazy. I have lots of family, but I enjoy bringing everybody's favorite people together. So, yeah, 250. We're looking forward to our 280 this year.
Ooh, I love it. Congratulations. That's
Thank you.
exciting. That's a fun milestone.
Yeah, absolutely.
You kind of just segued me into the next question, so that was perfect.
Oh.
So you said, you have a large family. Does Brian also have a large family? Just curious.
No.
No?
He has a very,
was
very tiny family. Very small.
That was us. I think my side of the family is like a third of our wedding.
Yeah.
And then his is like the other 2/3.
Yeah. Yeah.
So are you excited to get planning your own bridal events and wedding day?
I am very excited, but I also I want to enjoy our engagement.
Yes.
So we haven't even really jumped into that rabbit hole
been a month.
yet. It's been a month, yes, very, very true. But we are definitely very excited. I am all about parties, so bachelorette party, bridal shower. I want to do an engagement party, hopefully. I want to enjoy everything that comes with getting married. And we deserve it. Every couple deserves it. I tell my couples they deserve it, so I should also tell myself I deserve it.
Yes. You are now your own couple.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I'm going to create spreadsheets with our name on it. It's going to be so great.
You're like, girls, full team, let's go.
Oh, it's all hands on deck. Even if it was a smaller guest count, all hands on deck. I'm bringing all my girls.
So as far as your own wedding, I'm sure you said you love social media. You're on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all of it. I'm sure you've seen like in the photography community and just like elsewhere, floral planning, like wedding trends are such a hot water topic of discussion right now.
Yeah.
And just like in the world, like around the world and in the wedding industry, so many people are like pro and anti wedding trend. What are your personal thoughts on incorporating them into a wedding event or wedding day?
I think that if the trend speaks to you, then you go for it. Don't do a trend just because everybody else is doing it. So the champagne tower, everyone was doing it because everyone was doing it. But if if that's your style, I'm all for it. And personally, I think creating a day that's unique and special to you, if a trend is speaking to that, do it, because I'm all about creating a day that when someone walks in, they're like, oh my gosh, this day represents this couple so on point. And when those trends kick in, it can kind of steer you maybe in the wrong direction. So I like to keep my couples on the directory that they always have wanted for their wedding. So it really just depends. I personally think that I love trends, and I love adding in cultural traditions and keeping traditions alive. Just if they make sense.
Yeah. Yeah. No, 100%. Do you from being on TikTok and Instagram, have you had anything that speaks to you that you're like, huh, that would be fun for an event?
So, I've seen a trend where instead of, and I brought the champagne tower up, but there's a espresso martini tower.
Love it.
And I'm like, Brian loves espresso martinis. I'm not a coffee person, but I would do it because he enjoys it.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything else on the top right now.
That's funny. I just did a styled shoot like I think it was actually you got engaged on the 17th, right?
16th.
16th. I was on scrolling on Instagram in the middle of the styled shoot. I was like, "Oh, Haley got engaged." But it was an espresso martini styled shoot.
Really? It all comes together perfectly.
Yeah, there you go. I was like, we're originally going to do a champagne wall, and Alia with Petite Events, she was like, what if we do like, or no, I think I had brought up espresso martini. She's like, okay, what if we do a double wall? And I was like, I kind of want like a saying above the wall because originally it was just going to be one arch. She's like, okay, we'll do double wall and we'll do a wall in the middle. And she's like, let's generate some like fun things. And we came up with, we can't espresso how much we love you all.
Oh,
and so that was kind of just like the
cute.
basis of the whole shoot. And yeah, it was cute.
I like themes.
Yeah, same.
Big on themes. Yes. We were so excited when our couple came to us and was like, yeah, we want a themed wedding. And I was like, let's do it. Oh my gosh, like tell me more. Because we've seen like the different dress codes for your guests, which I'm all about a dress code as well.
Same.
Don't have grandma walk in with a bright red dress if it's not going to flow well. But yeah, so they wanted a Bridgerton themed wedding, and I adore that wedding. Everything was so fun. And they did even a rehearsal dinner or rehearsal day theme as well. I believe it was like disco cowgirl or something like that. So it's just like everybody came in the attire, and it just makes for a really fun evening.
Yeah.
With everyone getting
guest
together.
experience as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
and we're all about guest experience.
Oh yeah, same, 100%. Yeah, that's fun. Oh my gosh. Wow, that's a lot of theme for them. But that's cool that they could pull that off.
Yeah, and I think like again, it just whatever speaks to the couple. If there's something that you're really passionate about, like let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Let's see how we can incorporate it.
Let's get planning.
Let's get planning, and I will stick with that forever. I thought of that slogan when I was in college, right before I even started my business, and on my grad cap it says "Let's get planning." That was before I really like dive into it.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, like it always.
And so you had that on your cap with what you were going to college for.
Yeah.
And what led you to put that there? Like,
I've just like, I always was into party planning. And so, and I wanted my cap to like, everybody's cap represented them in some way. And so it has like a bottle of champagne with a bunch of confetti.
Mine said "About Damn Time" before the Lizzo song.
Oh, again, trendsetter over here.
That's funny. So we're going to switch gears here a little bit and talk about bridal parties. And just a quick disclaimer to brides and future brides. You do not have to have a wedding party at all if you don't want to. Many couples that I've worked with, and I'm sure she's worked with, opt out of them. But like, based on your experience as a planner, how often do you see large bridal parties, like 8+ on both sides?
Yeah, we definitely have had quite a few large bridal parties, both sides. I mean, I think our largest was 10 on each side. And they had their like, I mean, childhood friends that they were still friends with. They had their work friends. They had their families, they like everybody. And I think my best advice for when it comes to anyone you choose in your bridal party, those pictures are going to be in your house for the rest of your life.
Ever.
So
Ever and ever.
Forever. Yeah. So you want the people that are going to be on your walls to be in your life forever as well. So whether that's you choose 10 people because you know all 10 of them are going to be in your life, or you have your two sisters, or you have your one best friend, or you have no one and you don't have a wedding party, and that's okay. Like, there's no right or wrong to it. But yeah, we've had quite a few. And I think it's more so when we have those larger guest counts for weddings, they tend to have a larger bridal party, which is always fun, especially for getting ready. We always encourage like a getting ready party with everybody, bring mimosas, like have fun. Yeah, always make a playlist. Never, I walked into a bridal suite once and there was no music on, and I was like, I was like, "Hey, how's it going, ladies?" They're like, "Morning," and I'm like, "Okay, let's do this."
6 a.m. wake up call. Let's go.
Yeah,
They're like barely awake. That's funny.
gotta make a playlist.
Yeah, 100%. You gotta do it. And if you don't, go on Spotify because people already have.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Don't make it too hard on yourself.
Yeah. Let's talk a bit about who a bride chooses to be in her bridal party and why that's so important. Just kind of like elaborating on these people are going to be on your wall in, your thoughts of your big day for the rest of your life.
Yeah, I think, like, of course, adding in any of your siblings is always a good, like, if you don't know where to start, that's a good start. And then those who have made an impact in your life, whether that's someone you met this year or someone you've known since you were a child, if they've, you know, it's not only like it's not a one-way relationship, it's two-way. You want these people to also be checking in on you if you're having a bad day. Like, you want them to be someone that you trust and that you could, lean on if needed. I think that's huge when choosing your bridal party. And just making sure like these people also, they want the best for you on your wedding day. So like putting whatever their thoughts and feelings aside, like if, the bride wants something done, and focusing on that, and, being there for the highs and the lows of what wedding planning can be. Because it's, it can be stressful, it can be overwhelming. So these people are those that you can lean on in that process so you're not doing it alone.
Yeah, 100%. Like when you're planning, you can get opinions and
Oh, yeah.
just outside knowledge and advice and all this stuff coming at you at 80 miles an hour from every different side, from every like different family member or person that you could even think of. And I think having those people that you immediately go to and that are like, well, think about it. It's what you want. And like,
Well, and can check you too.
Yeah.
Be like, why are you doing this? You told me yesterday you didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
So why are you changing your mind? And
what did TikTok show you?
Yeah, what did TikTok show you? What trend did you follow? No, but I think it's just making sure these people are ones that you would look back on and be like, yeah. Those
are my people.
There's no question about it.
Yeah.
They're 100% in your bridal party. And whether it's like equal on the same sides, that doesn't matter either. You can have, the bride or, whoever's getting married can have 4 people, and your partner can have 6 people. Because maybe those people, like, you can't just take out one just because you have 4. I think it's a lot of the times people think it needs to match. It doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't need to match. If you're worried about like photo or how it's going to look coming down the aisle, your planner and your photographer will figure it out. So
we've had people walk down the aisle in groups of 3.
Yeah.
We've had the bridal party not walk down the aisle.
Yeah.
Like they're
just already there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're already there, or they're sitting.
Yeah.
And it's just, family members, or it's just the couple that's walking down.
Yeah.
There's no right or wrong way.
Yeah. 100%.
That's the beauty of getting married nowadays.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like our wedding was like traditional in a sense, as far as like customs and like our religion and but the way that we did things, we tried to do it a little bit more non-traditional,
Yeah.
just like little things. We had the girls walk down two by two, and then the guys walk down two by two, so they had their moment. You know, the girls had their moment. My husband had his moment, and
Good.
yeah, there you go. So, what would you tell a bride of yours that is wanting a big bridal party, but maybe she doesn't want the process to become a financial burden or like be stressful for those girls or guys joining in the fun?
I think, so the question is you're asking if, like, for them to have to, like, pay for, like, a dress or pay for
Yeah, just
just,
like
like,
all the
all the
things that
things that
come
go
with,
into
yeah,
it. My thing is if you're asking these people to be a part of your day, it shouldn't be a question that they're not wanting to celebrate you and not
yeah,
wanting to, it's an honor.
yeah,
At the end of the day, it's an honor. So these people, they should want to do everything that you
yeah,
want for them on the wedding day and leading up to the wedding. I don't think you should think about if it's going to be a financial burden because at the end of the day, again, these people are the ones that you trust. They're the ones that, respect you. So they should want to, whatever it means to be in the bridal party, they should want to do it. Um, and hopefully there isn't any, backlash or anything that comes your way as a couple getting married. Um, but like it's a huge celebration, and if you're being asked to be in a wedding party, then you know maybe start saving and put money aside for those moments that are going to be coming up. And if there is any financial stress, maybe then just talk to them one on one. Be like, hey, listen, be real and don't hold back anything.
yeah. Yeah, I feel like not only would people that you're asking to be in a bridal party appreciate that realness,
Yeah.
but the bride, the person who's going to be planning their wedding and their events, is going to appreciate that so, so much more because she's going to be able to just like fully understand who can do this and who can't do that. And, you know, be able to continue planning from there. What would you tell a bride who is wanting a smaller bridal party but is kind of getting that outside feedback from people like, oh, you should have this person in. Oh, well, I think you should have this person in because they've blah, blah, blah. Have you
Yeah.
dealt with that?
Yeah. So I've had it to where like one couple didn't have like they wanted all these people to be a part of it, but at the end of the day, it was too overwhelming for them. So then they cut it down and they didn't want to upset these, other people that weren't technically a part of the bridal party. And so I think, my recommendation for if you want people to be in, but like you're just trying to keep it small, you're just trying to keep it intimate, do like a welcome reception, like, or getting ready party with your girls or with your people. We had this where the bride, she eloped and then she had a celebration and they didn't do like a ceremony, so they had a little bit more time to get ready. And so instead of getting ready by herself, she didn't have a bridal party because it was like just kind of like a almost like a just a reception only. So there was not really a need for a bridal party. So what she did was she made a separate invite for all of her girls to come over, and they had, like a breakfast, brunch, charcuterie, and they did mimosas, and they all got ready together, whether they did their hair or they had someone do their hair, same with makeup. And that way they still got to hang out together, but there wasn't the burden of having to have everybody be a part of the bridal party. And I think that's a great way, like, if you want, you have like 16 close friends, but
Yeah.
that's like a lot.
You still get those important pictures and those memories.
Yeah, you still can hang out with them in the morning. You can invite them to get ready with you.
Yeah.
Maybe they're, not wearing a specific attire, but they're getting ready with you. They're hanging out with you, and they're getting that extra time with you that they wouldn't get if, you just had them come and hang out for the rest of the reception.
Yeah, because then you start to get busy as a bride.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that go on in the day, so the more time you can dedicate to those people, I think is the better.
Yeah.
Giving them extra time with you and quality time over, rushed time.
On the morning of your wedding.
Yeah.
So on the topic of bridal parties, I want to bring up bachelorette parties. I'm literally so passionate about this topic. I don't know why. I guess I also love party planning. Who doesn't?
Yeah.
So, and I literally love the idea of just getting together with your girls, your friends, just to celebrate you as a bride or celebrate you. So let's discuss the evolution of the Bachelorette. I just feel like it's so, I know, I feel like it's so crazy, how it's gone from like a small lingerie party at your mom's house to now a week long, just like
extravaganza,
European vacation. Yeah. Planned.
I personally love the transition because I'm a party planner. Yeah. I love a big party. I love a big celebration. So and I am a personal fan of my girls' time, my girls' trips. Yeah. We have a group message and I'm always like, when's the next girls' trip? That's just more personal. But I think it just with adding in the themes and the matching attire, just like I mentioned when I like matching with Brian, I love the matchingness. I think it creates something that is you'll be able to look back on just like you look back on your wedding. And it's with all your favorite people. And we've seen it to where, the couples go on the trip together. And it's the whole wedding party. It doesn't have to be just a girl's trip or a guy's trip. It can be everybody coming in together. So I personally am a fan of the weekend, not week long. Yeah. That's a little much. But weekend trip, get away, go somewhere you've maybe never been. Or, stop worrying about wedding planning and have fun for just a moment. Yeah. If it's been overwhelming or stressful for you.
To celebrate with those people aside from your wedding day.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I love it. It's so I figured we could, kind of just do a little fun thing so I've seen people do domestic bachelorettes, bachelor trips, and international has become super, super popular within the last 2 to 3 years. Mm-hmm. I think people are, combining that wedding party and vacation, post-COVID.
Yeah. Really going out for a bang.
Oh, yeah. All out. So I figured we could kind of do a fun little thing where we figure out 3 destinations and international and domestic and kind of plan a theme for those.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's start with the Amalfi Coast.
I love it.
I feel like if you're going out there, definitely use the culture and the vibe in the theme. Maybe this is,
Toast on the coast.
Yeah, there we go. Something easy. Yeah. I was I couldn't think of it right now, but yeah.
Last toast on the coast.
There we go.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that. Just really taking in the culture and making that your theme.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, get your Aperol spritz and get your bikinis and your girls and go get a little Italian car and go down the coast.
Yeah.
So much fun.
Those little, what are they called?
Vespas.
Vespas, yeah. Vespas, yes. Rent the Vespas.
Get the Vespa, ladies. splurge. Yeah, no, 100%. I feel like the Amalfi Coast is gorgeous, and
It's an excuse to go somewhere. Like I've never been out of the. Actually, I've been to Cabo once, but I've never been to Europe.
yeah,
So it would be
same.
fun to, have that be a part of the wedding planning, but it's not like a stressful trip. It's fun. It's like you go somewhere you've never been.
Yeah, 100%. Greece, Mykonos, or Santorini. From what I read, I feel like Mykonos is probably the ideal place for a girls' trip. You still have all those white walls.
Yeah.
Depending on the season, you have florals everywhere going up the wall. And if you're a Mamma Mia fan, gimme a man after Mykonos.
That's a good one.
Just completely go full blown ABBA.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I actually just watched Mamma Mia not too long ago, so that's so funny.
Isn't that one of the best movies?
Yeah, honestly, like I was going through all like just Netflix one day and I was trying to watch some old movies, and that's a good way to get some inspiration for a bachelorette party. Like go through movies that are in those spaces and see what they're wearing that maybe drive the attire for one day. Go out on a little like boat ride.
So cute. That's what we did on mine.
Ah, yes, so fun.
Yeah. And for you guys that don't want to, or it's too late to travel outside of the United States, there are literally so many, and I cannot stress this enough, so many spots that you can go, even if they're not trendy or Instagrammable, or like go somewhere that you love, that you want to spend that time with your girls and your friends. Go there. And,
Even if that means you're going to Napa
yeah, go to
for a
Napa
spa
for the day.
weekend.
Literally. Yeah.
Like, who doesn't love a little spa getaway?
Right? No, seriously. Yeah. We drove down to Santa Barbara, my favorite place in the world.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure I could go to Amalfi Coast and still come back to Santa Barbara and be like, I love Santa Barbara.
Yeah, exactly. No, I've been seeing, everyone always thinks about, Nashville or Vegas.
Yeah.
Which I'm a Nashville girl. I love Nashville. But I was just in Scottsdale recently, and I feel like it's a good mix of both,
Yeah.
where you get that, like, you can still dress up and be kind of cowgirl, have that, like, that kind of vibe, Southwestern vibe, but then you get the fun Vegas, like, staying up late, hanging out till who knows when you're going to bed.
All the hours.
All the hours and all the fun. So I definitely think Scottsdale is a really fun one for
100%.
kind of combining those two places.
Yeah. 1,000%. There's Palm Springs is stunning if you're in California. It's like a 9 to 10 hour drive away. It's kind of like tucked in the Mojave Desert, and it's just so beautiful. It's kind of like it's near Coachella.
Going to get like an Airbnb and just staying in your Airbnb, I think is also like something that people don't think is possible or
Get
something
a
you
pool.
can do. Yeah, get a pool.
Yeah.
Get some cute floaties.
Right?
Gotta have the cute floaties.
Oh yeah, 100%.
What like Last Flamingo or whatever.
Yes,
Like
yeah.
have something fun. Palm Springs I feel like is a good vibe.
100%. If you love pink, you're probably going to be a fan of Palm Springs.
Yes.
30A, I feel like not a lot of people know about, probably unless you're from the South, not a lot of people know about 30A. And it's up in the panhandle of Florida. And it's kind of just like Pensacola to Panama City Beach. And it is in the Gulf of Mexico. And you get this incredible sugar white sand, crystal clear aqua water. The the fun nightlife, the fun place to go get drinks, to go get brunch, to walk around so many Instagrammable spots. And you get all the sunshine and the nice, like, vibe of being on the beach or near the beach without going international.
Yeah.
So,
You
yeah.
get that feel, but you don't have to take a 7-hour flight, 7+ hour flight.
Yeah, literally. No, I so highly recommend 30A for anyone that's looking. Like, there are at least a handful of towns across the strip there that are just like perfect. And again, with the Airbnbs, there's hotels, and there's so many good places.
This makes me think maybe I'll do a blog post about different places to go for your bachelorette party to kind of help it out.
Yeah, 100%. Let me know. We'll link it below so you guys can go and find a good place.
Perfect.
So we were talking a little bit about it. You love a themed party, a themed bachelorette, which kind of leads me into my next question. Do you think you will plan on doing some kind of themed bachelorette when your time comes around?
Absolutely, 100%. No questions asked.
No question.
No, I definitely do want to do some type of theme. I haven't thought of what yet. And I mean, like I said, I'm a Nashville girl, so there's a possibility it will be in Nashville. But I'm also trying to think outside the box a little bit because I have that opportunity. But there will definitely be a theme. There will be matching days where you'll wear what is on the schedule.
It's going to be coordinated.
It will have an itinerary for all my ladies out there.
I love it. No, that's going to be so much fun. But okay, kind of, wrapping it up, with the wedding industry always evolving, and like trends changing and people's opinions and just all the good stuff that comes into wedding planning and, being a bride or being a groom. What advice do you have for your 2024 and 2025 brides?
I think my biggest advice, and this is just all around wedding advice, would be to take in each moment. Like, there's a lot of people, there's a lot of pressure, and sometimes you don't even like realize what you're doing. You're not paying attention to the vendors you're booking. You're feeling the pressure of, I have to do these things in a certain time. And while there is, a checklist and there's, time constraint and things like that, my biggest advice is give yourself grace, take time and enjoy it, because hopefully you only get to do this once. Yeah. And our goal for you guys is to be able to have the best day ever, the most perfect day, whether, there is little things that could maybe happen that go wrong. It doesn't mean it's not a perfect day.
Yeah.
And
that is so true.
Yeah. Like, even if
it rains.
Yes. Oh gosh, that's a big topic right now with our weather. Don't say the R word. That's the R word in the wedding world.
I just shot literally a doubleheader weekend where I had me and one of my associates at one wedding, and Alex and a couple of our associates at another wedding, and they were both in NorCal. Rained on both days.
Don't we love that? Actually,
but it turned out amazing. Both of their weddings were incredible.
I prefer rain over wind.
Yeah.
Any day.
Oh.
Any day.
Same.
Any day.
Yeah.
And then some actual tangible advice I would say is lean on your experts and their creativeness. Don't feel that you have to know the exact flowers that you're choosing for your florist, or don't feel you have to give your photo and video team a play-by-play of every single photo and video you want.
True.
Yeah, lean on them. You're hiring them because they're experts. So, you may have an idea of what you want for the design, but once you put the rentals together, it will come together all cohesively. So if the creatives that you're hiring have been in the industry for 10 years or 2 months, like, they're in the industry because they're passionate about it. So lean on them.
100%. That is really good advice.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, that kind of concludes the podcast. That concludes episode 2, the planner, the bridal party, and the bachelorette. So thank you, Haley, for coming on today and, sitting and chatting with us and talking about what we're both passionate about.
Thank you. It's so great to be able to talk about something that I'm so passionate about and share advice and share stories and just be real.
Yeah.
So thank you, Chloe and Alex, for having me on today. I appreciate it so much.
Welcome.
Hopefully people watch.
And yeah, we're going to plan on having you back soon, and maybe we can get some of your girls.
Yeah, that would be lovely.
Yeah.
I think they would really enjoy it.
I think so as well.
Thank you.
You're welcome.